Let's start, though, on Donald Trump firing back, suing because this judge merchant, has a daughter who profits off of the likes of Adam Smith and Kamala Harris and the very lawsuit that he's about to decide. You see, she sends out emails on behalf of these political candidates. She's a Democratic strategist, runs a consulting firm, and some $93 million poured through her firm, according to the New York Post. And yet somehow this is the judge that's going to decide the case. This is his daughter. I mean, listen, your daughter's entitled to do whatever she wants to do. But you shouldn't be the judge on the case. I mean, obviously, just the appearance of impropriety here is really quite critical. So Trump's team going forward and saying, okay. So, Ms. Gonzalez, you made the decision yesterday that you're going to move forward on this trial, even though he cannot. Let me repeat. He really can't get an unbiased jury, not in New York City. But they're moving forward anyway. So maybe he's got something here, though, with this judge. I would think Jonathan Turley is a really, really bright guy, really smart legal scholar. He was just on Fox talking about this very issue with Dana Perino. I know it's Fox, but Jonathan Turley's pretty smart. So I want you to hear his explanation of whether or not this has any legs.
Standing, you can bring this in a court of law, and that's where this belongs. It shouldn't be hashed out in social media. Attorneys all the time raise not just conflicts, but the appearance of conflicts. Some involve family members. Indeed, many on the left have long attacked Supreme Court justices over their family members and their activities. But with 2 weeks to go, it'd probably be easier to move the courthouse than the judge in this case. And the reason is that they are very reluctant, unless you have something quite direct and sort of unassailable. We don't know what they have, but generally the activities of an adult child do not prove determinative for these types of motions. That once that child is an adult, then their actions are not attributed to those of the judge or vice versa.
You mentioned the Supreme Court, and it's true that the left has been furious about Clarence Thomas, and they say that his wife was agitating on the right and even tried to make some sort of connection on January 6th. Maybe there is. I don't want to litigate that here.
Clarence
Thomas has not recused himself from cases. Is that a model here for this judge to say, I don't have anything to do with my daughter's business?
Well, those attacks preceded on Thomas and his wife preceded January 6th, so they've been attacking him over her political involvement for years. And I don't even think he has to cite that. I mean, the fact that it's an adult child is usually enough. But the Trump team is asking to file, and they appear to be suggesting they have something more. We'll have to see. When you look at these filings, you're looking for direct action from the judge or direct benefits to his family linked to the case. That could be campaign contributions. It can be campaign appearances. We just don't know. But the odds are against the team in dislodging this judge.
I wonder also.
Okay. So basically Turley's saying it's not really going to happen. I mean, it should happen, and maybe this will be grounds eventually for the appeal. By the way, for those of you that are like, wait a second, is this like deja vu? I mean, didn't they already go through all this? And didn't she have to pay him? Yeah, but that was the civil thing. Now this is the criminal thing. So two different spheres there. Listen to this judge. This woman was on CNN. She's a retired Southern Court judge. And she's laying it out. And she's like, look, it's just not right. The appearance of impropriety here really is a sticking issue. And it's not acceptable. And that may be a leg to stand on. Turley saying, I don't think so. But listen to her.
And they've put together a composite of issues that would cause me a little bit of pause. And I can explain all the various things that they've put together. The main focus of this motion, as opposed to the previous one a year ago, which the judge denied, is on the daughter's line of work. As you already said, the daughter does work with many, many high-profile Democratic candidates. She works on their social media. They put out a post, they get contributions. She, as an owner, gets a percentage of those contributions. So there is a statute in New York which says a judge must disqualify himself if a person known by the judge to be within the 6th degree of relationship, and a daughter is the 1st degree, has an interest that could be substantially affected by the outcome of the proceeding. So the question here is this daughter likely to profit, to benefit from the outcome of this proceeding? And you have to understand, it's not actual conduct that's worrisome, it's the appearance to a reasonable person that this judge cannot be fair and impartial given that relationship. So ordinarily, I would think that a benefit financially would be to a spouse because they share the income. This is an independent adult daughter. They don't share income. But according to this statute, the judge must recuse if she would substantially benefit from the outcome. So that's one thing that concerned me.